The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Kia ora, I'm Alex Casey, senior writer at The Spin-off. We wouldn't exist without the ongoing support of our generous members. If you're able to, you can make a donation at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Welcome to The Real Pod. My name is Janie. I'm joined by Duncan Greive and Alex Casey. Samuel is on the tools, and this is your reality TV and pop culture and Aotearoa podcast. How are you guys?
Brilliant. The camera just switched to you. Is this it's like I'm watching the news.
Yeah.
Like I got a single shot of Janie.
We've got a thing going on. We got video cameras in our studio now. You won't see this in visual form. We're just practicing.
This is a secret.
It's a secret.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Wow.
You heard it here first, folks.
I keep furtively glancing at the camera, which is going to make for some great footage.
Everyone good?
Yeah, real good.
Really good.
What's going on?
Wow. I had a garage party on the weekend, listening to country music, modern country music, big hat, like Nashville commercial country music, just with 5 of my best lads, and it was quite emotional.
What?
Did you wear a big hat?
I did wear a big hat or a medium hat, but I bought 2 hay bales just to really set it off because I'm committed to the bit. And I don't know, I just felt like I was missing something in my life culturally, and it was that. And it was like I was quite moved.
One trip to America, eh?
It's just who I am now. I'm Heartland.
Are you going to repurpose? Can I ask, hay or straw?
It's straw, and it's mulch. Yeah, it's pea straw.
Oh,
so circular economy, sustainable living. Everybody.
Hang on, didn't you have some pea straw and then you grew peas?
Yeah, that's a circular economy.
Quick housekeeping. Dust out the corners there. The Real Pod Corner, in fact. You can find that on Facebook and in our Discord. Lots of chat about lots of things. I got to say, I know I just gloss over this week to week, but the Real Pod Corner, A, my news source, B, some great Wayne content in there at the moment. He's doing a lot of like nostalgic listicles. It's really good. So
he's just a fantastic editor of a publication that happens to be our private Facebook group.
It's amazing. I've asked him before if he would ever like to make this content public. He's not interested, baby. So that's exclusive access.
He's doing it for the love of it.
There's a purity to that.
Oh, Wayne. So anyway, if you want to know what any of that's about, then you check the show notes and there's links there. I think we just need to get straight into the real news because we've got a lot of news, very important, big old news. When I say big, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. As this bigness. Here's the real news. Last week, we finished the podcast asking for people to rate and review, to like and subscribe, to tag their flatties, to jump on the Apple machine, the Spotify machine, and give us a review. And someone did that. Thank you very much.
Was it just the one?
Just the one.
Oh,
wow, and huge response.
When I say one person, 1 star.
Yes.
Is this? I assume, is that like 1 Michelin star? So that's still really good.
No.
Oh.
No.
It's like a really big star.
No.
With lots of little stars coming off it.
It actually feels a lot like if I could give this no stars, I would, but there's not that option, so I have to give it at least 1 sort of a review.
But there must have been lovely commentary to accompany the 1 star at least.
I'm going to read it word for word, okay? And this is from X-Hook. Pod done downhill real fast. used to be a favourite. I suspect they mean gone downhill real fast. When I first read the words pod done, I was like, oh, whoa, okay. I guess that's
they're sort of hoping for that, aren't they, with this comment?
What I want to know is, have we gone downhill? Because I feel like...
Not real fast.
Not real fast.
I don't think we've gone down, or I think we're
just as bad as we've ever been.
We're the Canterbury Plains of podcasting, you know? Just stretching out forever, completely lacking any kind of undulation.
Because truly, surely objectively, let's look at just meat and potatoes, the sound quality. Let's look at tech.
That's true.
That's gone up.
That's only gone up. I know that I'm peaking. I know that I'm probably peaking right now, and that's just something we have to deal with. But duration, editing, production value alone.
Songs? We have some songs?
Has to have gone up. Songs, we've got headphones now.
Does this mean that the only... we're the bad thing. It's us.
Oh, well, we're the problem. It's we.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that is what it can only be. I mean, it does happen, people don't love the new Red Hot Chili Peppers albums as much as they loved the 90s prime.
Oh, that's real sad that we're the Red Hot Chili Peppers of the podcasting world.
We are.
But then what was our prime? That's
what I want to know.
What's our Californication?
I mean, I have to...
You're Flea.
I think you'll find that I'm Flea, but we'll get to that.
True.
I think the thing is I need to hear... I mean, I can only assume X-Hawk is pod done, not listening anymore, right?
But how did they know to... come and do a bad review when we prompted them?
They just got to the end of the last one. They were like, you know what? I need to share my feelings. But so maybe they are still here. And if you are still here, we would love more information. I want to know when we were uphill, when we were at the top of the peak, and knocking the bastard off, and because that gives us some context. Are you talking 2016? Used to be a favourite?
Well, because we're never going to be that good again.
Or 4 weeks ago when we were still recapping maths. Well, are you a Johnny come lately, or are you an OG? I don't know. We need more information so that we can fix it.
I also wonder if our peak, that era, if we're thinking Housewives, Bachelor New Zealand and stuff, it was tied to a very specific time in New Zealand. And also this was pre-pandemic. I just wonder if people are bringing more to the table here than just us.
Well, it's also, that was when the New Zealand reality TV machine was in its most proud health,
Do you know it's not our fault?
Is true.
It's the TV producer's fault. And it's also the celebrities, the B grade, C grade, F grade celebrities not getting out there and doing all the news.
And the economy. It's the economy, stupid. We can only work with what... It's not our fault, basically. We have considered this feedback and done some thorough qual and quant research and decided absolutely wrong. We're still great.
We reject that. Thanks very much. Moving along.
We are just Teflon, John.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not bothered us at all, has it?
No,
we're fine.
Right up there with Susie Alexander in terms of things I'm going to think about at 3 a.m. for probably the next 15 years of my life.
If you want to know about Susie Alexander and that reference, you need to head into the Real Pod Corner, by the way, the link's in the show notes, and just search up Susie Alexander. It's a great long-term, long-running thing. Okay. This is very. I titled this "Please Tell Me That Is Not Your Genus," which is.
It's very clever.
Is it good?
It's really clever.
Okay, good.
It's almost
We'll be
too
stealing
clever
that probably.
for our little doc or even this pod.
Oh yeah, I mean you can use it on the side if you're doing anything. But there's another new Harry Warner. Harry Warner number 5. Someone suggested.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's sort of like Menudo level of just generations contained in a single character. There must be some theoretical maximum to number of people who can play a single person, and that must be 5.
He's come along as he's doctoring now, following in the footsteps of Dad. This is not Short Street, by the way.
It doesn't even seem possible. If you just think about what we've seen from him conduct-wise over the years, I just would have thought that he'd be pre-disbarred. The medical associations were absolutely not.
Wasn't he? Oh no, it was Phoenix who was an artist. R.I.P.
That's right.
R.I.P.
So what,
Phoenix.
did Harry flee to Japan after the penis problem?
Wouldn't you?
Like we all do at different stages in our lives.
There's a new teaching program happening at Shortland Street. There's 6 young surgeons. He's a surgeon already, by the way.
Because this is like, I'm sure that, please tell me that is not your penis. He was seemingly 14, and that was like 5 years ago.
I think he would have been at least 16.
Yeah. But becoming a doctor at all is like 7 years, and Lucy Kelly's not here to confirm this, but I think a surgeon, I assume, is another 7. So the whole time is a flat circle with this one.
Okay.
But it is maybe interesting because he does appear, we did have some conversation about this in the Slack, he looks like AI Joel Tobeck. If Joel Tobeck was in a movie where they had to make him play a teenager, it's incredible.
It's
His
uncanny.
face, this man's face.
And yet there's no reason for us to believe that he's Joel Tobeck's son.
Which is
a story in itself.
I don't want to say anything about that, but it's like he is young Joel Tobeck.
God, that'd be a great casting opportunity for them to do cast both of them as the young and older versions of a character. You know?
Yeah.
I saw in a movie of that.
Oh my God. We are done downhill real fast.
It was Love and Mercy, and they done downhill.
I also said real past as well, so that's good.
It's done downhill real fast.
Oh, God.
Anyway, no, it was Paul Dano and John Cusack both played.
Oh, no. Just stop and breathe. Just stop and breathe.
Played Brian Wilson at the same time, but at different parts of his life. The end. That was all the sentence was.
Hey, back to Ferndale. So there's 6 surgeons vying for one spot on the surgical team. They're making a really big song and dance about the return of Harry Warner. It's not really a return because it's a whole new guy, but whose name is Xander Mankdalo, by the way. What a name.
Strong.
Hell of a name.
Incredible.
Very difficult to turn into an anagram. But anyway, I reckon he's going to get the spot, right? Like you don't do PR all this.
No.
And then, so it's spoiler alert, you know?
But it's cool.
Has there ever been... Sorry, you go, Doug.
Well, this is like basically like a sort of a pretend reality TV show within the soap opera. Like
it's actually good.
It's pretty amazing what they're up to on that show, eh?
Do you want any of those people operating on you? They look between the ages of 17 and 22 at the most.
That does have very like sort of Disney Channel kind of, like if there were 6 Doogie houses kind of.
They look like
so is it like only one can survive?
Only one can survive.
Oh,
yeah.
I love this. Do we get to vote? No.
I don't.
It's also like,
didn't read it.
Is this how things are happening in the real world? Like it's an amazing conceit to just be like, yeah, we're just going to start having like competitive reality TV dynamics within our surgery teams. Like, what if there were 2 good ones, still only one survives? Or what if none of them are good? Well, I guess we just have to put one in anyway. Like it begs so many questions.
Well, I presume that they can go to another hospital, St Catherine's, for example, and get a job there. It's kind of a little bit like how hiring people works. If someone doesn't get the job, that it doesn't mean they just like throw in their career. They just try elsewhere. Anyway, this is so dumb. I didn't want to read this next thing that I put in because I was worried we wouldn't have enough news. I'm going to be on a panel at the Pod Summit on the 13th of May.
Oh,
if you want to learn about podcasting, come along.
Another summit?
nzpodsummit.com. Oh.
We're yet again at the top. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I had for that. But
tell us more.
I don't know what to tell you. It's a sort of an industry and for curious.
The pod curious
to come along to. It's run by a pod enthusiast who also happens to be a lecturer at AUT called Lewis Tennant, and he just gets a whole bunch of industry peeps together. Some quite big names in there, and me.
Chinese big name.
Yi is the second most popular name in China, I think. Actually, I just made that up. It's in there somewhere that's very, very popular. So,
and that's what I meant.
Yes, I know. That's what you meant. Yeah. It's basically like a whole day thing. We're talking about pods. Come along.
So you're doing like an 8-hour live podcast?
I'm not. I'm there for one session, but there's other sessions happening.
What is this? Is it about the Real Pod peaks and troughs?
It's about, I don't know if I should be speaking to this. This is exposing me a little bit. It's about like growth. Growing your podcast, which clearly...
Well, that's not what we're into. You know, like, because obviously some people have these ambitions and so on. We just want to stay the same.
Well, the reason I'm even there is because last year when they hosted it, I didn't even get an invite to be part of it at all.
And you were really chill about that, as I recall.
They said I could come buy a ticket and come along. And I said, oh, it's okay, thanks. And packed a sad and then got invited to speak this year. So
And that's how you do
that's
it.
how you do it, guys.
That's called real potting it.
Speaking of things not being invited, all the very many fleas in my house that were not invited but have, I believe, reached infestation status.
Wow.
I've talked about the fleas a little bit, but it's out of hand now. It's out of hand.
Is this the cats?
There's the 2 cats, there's the dog, and I like to think that the culprit is the hedgehog under the house.
Yeah.
Based on what you know about hedgehogs.
Well, I actually saw a hedgehog just yesterday in our back garden, and I refused to let our children touch it, even though they very much wanted to, on account of them being so flea-ridden. This is unfortunate, like as an insight into the glamorous life of a real podcaster. How are you handling it, Jane?
Not well.
Yeah.
Not well.
It's sore and yuck.
It feels out of control. It feels like I can never manage it. When I read up about how you have to control an infestation, I'm like, I'm never going to be able to get on top of this. These things apparently are dropping eggs everywhere. One flea is representative of like 95 more. You can bomb them, but then there's like eggs and larvae, pupal stages.
The bombs get those, don't they? I used to be a big bomber.
I don't know, but then there's the hedgehog. I need to kill the hedgehog, I think, and I don't know.
No, you just take the hedgehog and put it somewhere else.
I can't.
There's a lady who will take it.
Who is it? Is it you?
I'll send you her details. Yeah, it's me. She lives in Christchurch.
I need it gone because I think the cats hang out under the house, and I know what I know about the fleas from you, Duncan. And
I want to defend the hedgehog in this situation. I feel like it could be anybody. Couldn't it be?
I feel like that's the kind of thing a flea-ridden hedgehog would say.
I take my mask off.
Because they drop eggs on the grass everywhere, bloody everywhere. And some of them, when the conditions are right, they'll hatch in 2 weeks, and some of them won't hatch for 6 months. So it's like, how the hell do you get on top of it? I think
flea
I need
bombs.
to.
You need to
Just
get a
regular
circus,
bombs.
Burn the house
circus
down.
tent, like a full fumigation kind of scenario.
Yeah.
Where they pop the tent over it. We've got a lot of, for the first time I've been living with spiders, like just like housemates. They're everywhere in Christchurch in this house, but not biggies, just like lots of little guys. And I'm kind of cool with it.
Yeah, spiders are fine.
I mean, I think that, but I'm the only one in my house who thinks
Right.
that. So I have to do a lot of spider removals as part of my sort of house duties.
Do you kill?
No, no, absolutely not.
Alex, you had quite a big spot in Christchurch.
Another celebrity encounter, folks. You thought that I would not be able to maintain my quota when I moved. So this person I actually smelt before I saw him. And it was the Christchurch Wizard.
So does he smell of wizard or just ordinary smell?
Just old-fashioned human body odor.
Wow.
And what kind
Is
of
that
range?
defamatory? I don't know.
Well, not if it's true.
And certainly not if he's not listening.
Well, there was a chance. So this is the scene. It was outside the art centre and the Christchurch Wizard was standing there, staff hat, obviously, and was watching another busker who was playing the recorder at length.
Are you suggesting the wizard's a busker?
But what kind of range are you smelling?
I rounded the corner like it was probably 10 metres. I did not have a visual. I did not have a visual yet.
That's
10 metres?
wizardry.
Was he walking in front of you? Like, was it a waft left behind in his wake, or is he?
No, it was standing, so it was like
Wow.
a cloud,
But wind?
a stationary
Wind?
cloud, a still Christchurch day.
Wow, that's incredible.
That gesture was amazing. But yeah, the whole time I've been sort of, when am I going to see him? Is the wizard going to be here? Always thinking about it.
And
he does still have a car park, actually, even though he's not on the payroll anymore, famously. He still has a car park outside the art centre.
What does a wizard drive? It's for his broom.
It's a 4D smell-o-vision experience.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was really thrilling. But he was just chilling. I mean, what a thing, eh?
I just want to...
What a crazy thing.
I just feel like, being an official Pod Summit contributor, I need to journalistically clarify that when Duncan, before founder of a media company, said if the wizard is not listening, it's not defamation. It's definitely not how it works.
That's the principle under which I operate.
Okay.
I just think, I have read the Wizard's book. That man is above defamation. The views that he holds about women.
Can we get his little sampling?
Almost everybody. I actually had to throw it out because Joe didn't want it in the house.
Wow. Is this for a story that you plan on writing, denouncing?
Just her enjoyment by the looks.
Your local wizard?
No, just my private collection. There is a good episode of New Zealand Today where he interviews the wizard and he shares a smattering of his views. So look that up on 3 now. Is that good podcasting, pushing to other people's stuff?
I think it's
They
fine.
need the help. Look, Alex, the big news that we probably should have led with, because that's how normal news outlets do it, but you have an exclusive update on the Briscoes Lady, or ladies, I should say.
Yes. So last week published a story about how the fabric of the universe has ripped in the Briscoes in the Briscoes verse, and Suzanne Paul has entered the villa. I did not get any response from anybody. Try as I might from Briscoes, the Briscoes Lady, Suzanne Paul.
You got a marketing professor, though. So
I got a marketing professor, and I got Hayden Donnell, but that's not that hard.
That's a done downhill real fast kind of situation when you're calling Hayden Donnell.
And Hayden was actually done downhill on an e-scooter real fast when I was interviewing him, so it added to the excitement of the story. But Tammy Wells, the Briscoes Lady, finally responded after a few days from her personal email. And she said that she saw the story yesterday, thoroughly enjoyed it, had a good laugh, and heard my husband chuckling as he read it too. She passed on her apologies for responding. All she said was that Suzanne was amazing. Confirmed fact check here. She said gleefully, because marketing expert Bodo Lang said this could have been an opportunity for Briscoes to perhaps bring in, a Māori or Pacifica spokesperson. She said gleefully, I'm Ngāi Tahu, 1/16th, so... more facts coming from your favourite podcast. And she nearly has 3 years to go on this contract still, so she will still be on our screens for a little bit longer at least. And that's an exclusive.
That's a bomber drop. That's a lot of stuff. Great,
it's a lot of
reporting
stuff.
There, Alex Casey. You don't often have reporting on this podcast.
No. And I should probably do something with it. But
So it was a one-off. It was a one-off Suzanne Paul cameo type thing.
Well, I did send, my initial email did have some more questions in it. She clearly cannot be drawn on the intricacies of it. I don't know whether to keep mining it. I did feel like people cared a little bit. Who knows?
I care a lot. And from this, my takeaway is, gosh, it would be good to get sort of a Pan-Asian type person on there, maybe, just to mix it up. And
like a former music TV kind of...
I'll be right in I'll be in the conscience...
Oh, you? Oh.
Of the... Yeah. Of the household shopping audience. In 3 years' time, I feel like it's a 3-year campaign for me to start.
They need to get 6 plausible kind of future Briscoes ladies and have them sort of battle it out on...
Easter's come early at Briscoes. I mean, come
my God,
on.
I have chills.
My wallet just leapt out of my pants. That was crazy what just happened.
I love what's really in all this conversation. It's it always is still a woman.
Well, it is if it's to be me, okay?
This is true. But even the marketing professor said the same. He's and it would have to be a woman still.
Do you find it hard staying optimistic with all the financial news in the media? I'm Bernard Hickey, and on my podcast, When the Facts Change, I'm here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of economics in Aotearoa. So join the conversation every Friday on When the Facts Change, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in partnership with KiwiBet.
Talofa lover, I'm Madeline Chapman, editor at The Spin-Off. If you have the means, consider supporting our high-quality journalism by becoming a Spin-Off member. Sign up now at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Kia ora, I'm Duncan Greive, founder of The Spin-Off. You can help us keep all of The Spin-Off's award-winning journalism free for everybody by becoming a member today at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Any other news? Any other business?
No.
No? All right, let's get into reality check.
I have 4 weeks to decide I'm going to drop my entire life for you.
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
Jesus, but I don't even know you.
Reality check.
Actually leading with the biggest story this time, Paul Henry is hosting the Traitors New Zealand.
Huge.
Oh, it's bad that I'm really excited about this, isn't it? I mean, people in the corner are
Why
already,
is it bad?
Because, Paul Henry, some problematic takes,
People don't love Paul Henry for totally fair reasons, but I think it's okay to live in a world where there are many different views, where you can both hold certain aspects of someone's historical and basically up to the present day output to be horrible, while also acknowledging that he's a fantastically talented TV presenter person.
And his just his spicy nature quite good for this show. He has a very devil-may-care kind of in it. What is this,
He
1953?
lives for the drama.
Yeah.
Can someone explain, as someone who's not been able to watch The Traitors yet, what goes on in Traitors?
Okay. It's quite a complicated conceit.
We've got all the next 22 minutes.
Okay, so basically there's a bunch of people, and I understand for the New Zealand version it's a split of regular Joes and also celebrities. And they
Is that typical?
No, I don't know. The one that I watched wasn't. It was all just Rig's peeps.
Ugh.
They all come together in a big sort of mansion-y type place.
Good.
Estate, really. And they 3 of them get assigned to be traitors. And each week they have a round table where they have to vote who they think the traitor is. And it's kind of just all about relationship building and trust and all that kind of thing. And along the way they do some little challenges that their sole purpose seems to be to maybe expose some real elements of people's personalities that might lead you to believe that they're a traitor. But it's really, really brutal because a bunch of innocent people who are part of what they call the faithfuls, sometimes they get sent home and they have to stand up and reveal after the vote whether they're a traitor or a faithful. And the faithfuls are all trying to send the traitors out early, and then they always feel really bad and guilty when they've sent out one of their own. It's really good. I know it sounds bizarre.
So it's like the mole. It's like the souped up mole.
Yeah, but they have this amazing cloak and dagger stuff. Literally, the traitors wear cloaks.
It looks quite Eyes Wide Shut-ish to me.
Wow.
And the traitors also murder people. Not real life murder, but they of an evening, someone gets murdered or chosen to be knocked off by the traitors, and so they all come to breakfast for the next day, and they're like, "Who's gone? Who's gone?"
Wow.
Yeah.
It's thrill. I'm so excited.
It's really good.
I've heard a lot of murmurings about what the New Zealand one's going to be like, and I have heard there is a lot of crying.
So is it
really
in the can, as they say in the industry?
I believe so.
I believe it is in the can.
I believe Paul Henry is back in Palm Springs.
He loves it there.
He does love it there. What an interesting job for him to come back for. Out of all the things he must have been. Do you think he's been asked to do a lot of things, or maybe this is the only one he's been asked to do?
No, I think he gets asked to do a lot of things, but I think he's financially
fine.
Maybe better than fine, and so he really only does do work that he enjoys doing. So clearly, this one appealed to his mischievous nature.
I just thought that he might be the kind of person who was like, reality TV is the scourge a word? Dirge? The urge of,
Dirge?
of broadcasting.
I think but doesn't the Traitors internationally, Jane, the host is quite a name? Isn't it, is it Alan Cumming? And nothing funny about that. Yeah, and the
Claudia, I don't know what she's famous for, she's famous for other things in the UK.
It's a bit of a draw. It's to get asked is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
For the franchise.
I cannot wait. When's it on? Do we know?
It seems
Not sure
like
yet.
Seems like one of the
we've already
things that
done
we
one
should.
bit of reporting. We
We
can't
can
do two.
only tell you one fact at a time, guys. Traitors will be screened by 3 later this year. So it is coming 2023.
I wonder if they'll put it up against the next CTI season, perhaps.
Oh,
That would be an absolute bloodbath.
that would be a
Is
bloodbath.
it a multi-nighter or?
I don't. I can't remember because I watched it on the download machine. You know, so I don't know. I didn't watch it in time with the UK.
But it did blow up, right? Like that was the big thing about it, is it left Love Island for dead. It was like massive. The last season in the UK, it was huge.
It's so good. I hope we don't botch it. I have faith.
Do you think
honestly.
it works with our New Zealand character?
Yes, I think it does because I don't think it actually requires you to be a big person or a big, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to kind of, I don't know, you can take actually genuinely normal normies and put them in this situation and it will screw with them and they don't have to have any particular special skills. So I think you could almost make this with any sort of group of 16 people or however many it is and be fine. So I think we might be okay on this one.
Amazing.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. You've had some text messages or at least one? Alex?
Yeah. I've had some more correspondence from NASA out of nowhere.
This is NASA, the very famous Married at First Sight contestant who pioneered vacuuming in your underpants on TV.
Followed closely by taking the wheelie bin out in your underpants.
Yeah. Just a bit of context for the listeners at home.
Or
the last text I had from him was on the 6th of December when I sent him the link to the best Married at First Sight characters of all time episode that we made. And he said, I'm over the moon. Thank you, NZ, and to all my fans. Space, full stop, space, hashtag, inside a text, hashtag in NAS we trust and love. Space, full stop, space, let's chat next year, kiss.
Wow.
Nothing from me. Nothing from me.
Strong stuff from Nas.
Radio silence until Thursday last week. Hello, lovely people. Hope you are all well. Space, full stop. Space. Let me know what else we can talk about. Ha. NASA kiss.
Oh, do you know what? And just as you say that again, I have a horrible feeling that might be a group text. That might be a missive that went out to...
It's gone to everyone.
Oh,
You're
yes.
absolutely right. Because it's so broad. You could send that to your entire contact list, not just media. That's just a catch-all.
But you can't do it. You've got to do it one by one though, because you could, otherwise you'd be in a group text.
No, because if you send it to enough people, it kind of breaks into pieces, like as long as there's enough androids and what have you. I think that he's a communications, like, evil genius doing that. Like, if you're a sort of cusping kind of like evil gremlin celebrity like NASA, I feel like just randomly spamming out a kind of non sequitur text is going to get you some attention.
It's going to get you one interview or something, right? Because there's going to be one person who's been like, fuck, we just lost our get. And then you get this
just
ding.
Get them at the wrong time, you know? I mean, look at us.
Yeah.
We didn't call him.
We're talking about it.
We thought about it. We didn't think about it, but we talk about it.
I thought about replying, but I haven't yet.
He knows how to stay in the conversation. Should we compose a reply right now live?
Yeah, what should I say? So he's addressed it to lovely people. So
make sure you sign off, lovely
off.
people.
Yeah.
Hi, NASA.
What have you been doing that's newsworthy? You know,
No. I think it's how has your life been transformed after winning that big award out of NZ in December of 2022?
Been transformed. Yeah, that's
he's
good.
probably going to
winning.
reply.
He's definitely
while
replying.
we're still recording.
He's FaceTiming within seconds.
If he rings, I'm throwing this phone at the wall.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
After winning the prestigious Real Pod Award.
Okay. You probably don't need to read it out, but as you're typing, you can continue doing that.
I think that was good.
It was good.
Kiss, no kiss, no kiss.
You've got to have a kiss.
No kiss. No.
Maybe just maybe just a hug.
No, an emoji.
Maybe I'll do an emoji. He likes emojis. I'll do
just an O. No
this is some of the worst Some of the worst.
Okay, I've done a star, eyes with stars.
Oh, good, yes,
emoji,
because
and
he's
it's gone. It's gone.
You like that? All right, okay. I feel like this next piece of news is yours anyway, Alex. So we do
Stay
need
tuned,
you.
everybody.
Jane Daniels.
Oh no, just a couple cameos. I've been getting back into going to the movies. God, what a joy!
Like physically in a theatre.
The physical movie theatre. It's so good. And I saw 2 movies over the past week. Both had surprising New Zealand cameos in them. One was Evil Dead Rises. Fantastic, fantastic schlocky horror movie, which I found out quickly realised was made here as soon as everyone in it was from New Zealand. But most distinctively, Jaden Daniels, Jane.
Oh, my friend.
Your mate.
Yeah.
He gets killed in a spectacular way.
Oh, such a nice guy too. That's a shame.
It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. And Susie Cato pops up in Red, White and Brass, another fantastic New Zealand film that I saw over the weekend. Just cameo fans, get out
keeping
there.
the movie industry afloat. You and Super Mario Brothers. That's really kind of you.
The least we could do. Like, it comes at a price, $20 for God's sake, but we do it. We do it.
Alex, you've also been watching some television.
Yeah, well, we don't really have. This isn't really reality check anymore, is it?
No,
it's more just a little chat.
Reality
just kinda
check. It's telly chat now. Telly chat. Look, it is
Just while we're in between.
We done downhill.
We're done downhill.
You know?
I do have one reality show that I'm still watching, which might be of interest to some people out there, is Survivor. We're up to season 40 something or other. And in the last episode last week, one of the contestants ripped a huge fart in the middle of the challenge and demanded that Jeff Probst look at him and then just farted, staring straight into Jeff Probst's eyes. It was absolutely mental.
That's sort of NASA level kind of breaking the
Wind?
fifth and sixth walls.
And I don't know if it was one of those endurance ones where they have to stand on the corners of their feet against a thing for a long time. So maybe he was just sort of worn down psychologically. I don't know. But they kind of breezed past it.
So to speak. Oh, God. But you've also been watching other telly shows.
Yes. Does anyone watch Barry?
I have watched Barry.
I've come and gone with it a bit, but and I'm always like, this is very good, but I never feel like watching it. It's one of those shows for me.
Barry I completely avoided because it just kind of, something about it weirded me out. I thought it was like Dexter or something. And I was
the premise
no,
is
not for me.
Like really bad on paper.
Yeah, but then I was like, I love Bill Hader. I think he makes pretty good choices. And we just dipped into it for the first time over the weekend and watched the whole season, all of season 1. I know it's up to season 4, but it's just fantastic. Because I think what I've found after Married at First Sight is I find scripted shows they have to really go there for me to get interested now.
Yeah.
I think reality television has kind of ruined my engagement with scripted drama for the most part. But Barry is just so assured. And it's weirdly funny as well as just this crazy kind of action crime caper. Just if you've been kind of like me and a little bit weirded out by it, I highly recommend you get into it.
It is good. Sort of vaguely related, I reckon, is I've been rewatching Party Down from the beginning. Outstanding television program about a group of out-of-work actors in Los Angeles, same setting as Barry, who are slumming it as caterers, and just a crazy all-star cast with Adam Scott and Lizzie Kaplan, and it's just stupid. But it's just so funny. It's such a good show, and the TVNZ it's now on TVNZ Plus because there's a sort of reboot. Not even a reboot, a reunion season, which I'm just about to start. And it's just been an absolute thrill. It's just so beautifully made and scripted and performed, and similar kind of thing to Barry, where it just, the first few episodes are relatively contained, and then it just gets more and more sort of comfortable being loose and strange, and every new setting has, great show. Can't recommend Party Down.
That's all new to streaming about 4 years ago. Barry and Party Down.
Party Down just returned to streaming after being completely unfindable anywhere 2 weeks ago. So
just having a lull.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, Alex is the bad one, but I'm sort of got a little bit of plausible deniability.
Okay. But have you been watching Beef?
not beef.
Okay, because that is a relatively recent release. You've been watching it, Alex. Have you watched the whole lot?
I watched all of it.
Okay, no spoilies because I'm only up to episode 6. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
But I'm loving it.
How are you not just plowing through it? It's so crazy.
I watched like 6 just in very quick succession over the weekend. But, from a personal point of view, seeing a bunch of Asian people on screen and also that like mid-2000s soundtrack, I was like,
the soundtrack is amazing. Hoobastank?
Honestly,
The reason.
Yeah, I think the reason
Duncan,
pops up
you
in one
will
of the
love
early
the
hits.
music in this. It's used so effectively, and I have never realised how much I was not being represented on screen until this TV show because
it's exactly you.
It's exactly me. I mean, none of the plot points, except the white SUV.
True.
But in terms of Asian representation, but also the music, it's incredible. But it's also a very good show aside from those things.
Another show that's just like completely bonkers. Like it starts in one place and then just ends up in this. I mean, I won't spoil it for you, Jane. You've still got a lot to get through. But what's weird as well about the soundtrack is it's not really tethered to anything.
No.
Like it's not like it's set in the early 2000s. There's no mention in the story of anything about the early 2000s, but it's just this crazy, amazing like nostalgia trip.
But I think that's probably quite smart because if you sort of profile a classic Netflix subscribing household, it will be people who were like teens and 20s in the early 2000s who now have kids, and Netflix is the only good thing that happens to them on a daily basis, And so it's quite smart to be like, okay, I'll just have music that reminds you of the time before everything sort of caved in on itself, and that will make you sort of happier during your happy time.
I hope no one has tuned out between the time that I said it's still really good aside from those two things, referring to the Asian cast and the music, and this point now where I need to clarify what I mean by that. Meaning that those two things are really great and it's really great.
Oh, I think we know what you mean, Jane.
I just...
like you...
As well as those two things, it's great storyline, it's great scripting, it's great.
No, it's despite.
I didn't say despite.
It's, if you had to hold your nose and put up with some Asian people being on your screen.
No, the opposite.
Amazing take from you.
Oh my God. I think I felt like you shot me a look and I was like, oh shit, did that sound really bad? So just in case it sounded really bad.
I just shoot you a look more often if this is what happens.
Anyway, watch Beef.
And it's just right that Duncan, the white man, polices how the Asian woman feels about
That's right.
the show.
Who's reading a book? What is this madness?
It's me. It's me.
You're going to the
It's
films and reading a book.
I know.
What the fuck, Alex?
I know.
Have you made any friends?
There's just less to do here.
Oh.
No, I'm reading a book. I read Eleanor Catton's new book, like a real person who does things.
Didn't she write a really big book? Like, wasn't her big one really big? Is that her thing?
That's the Luminaries, which I literally am using as a mic stand.
Oh my God,
look at that
size
thing.
of it.
That doesn't even fit on the screen.
Wow.
And this is not, sorry, that'll ruin the sound. That's not the book I'm talking about, because that is handy for doorstops.
Is this the eco-thriller or something? The new one?
It's the eco-thriller, Burnham Wood. It's so good. And I just feel like it's so not like me to A, read anything, B, read something over a weekend. It was truly like gripping, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. And even when I was like out with the wizard doing other things, I was like, I need to go home and read.
Even while it was smelling the wizard.
Even while it was smelling, I was like,
powerful.
I wish I was reading Burnham Wood right now. And I just want to just put it out there, because I'm also proud of myself for doing it. But it's genuinely just like a ripper read, and it's going to make an amazing series, probably in a year's time, I imagine.
Do you read it on an electronic reader or on a hard, like a
I
physical
read the
book?
old brick and mortar.
Wow.
Yeah.
The brick and mortar edition.
Yeah. And it's huge. Like, it's really hard to get through.
This is
heavy.
Crazy.
Heavy.
The technology in Christchurch, my gosh.
But no, that's just my rec.
I think that's kind of us now. We've done downhill real fast, so we need to wrap it up.
Well, I'm proud of us.
I think that
we did a podcast again.
Good.
Yeah. And also, despite correct use of the word, despite the the feedback that we've had from we've powered on through despite the haters. We just
the hater.
Hater.
Let's try and keep things in perspective. Alex, you had your hand up.
No, I didn't. I was just moving the curtain aside so I can get some sun on my face.
Okay. Well,
you've gone all sparkly. Actually,
thank you. TV series.
Yes.
Is that what you're going to say?
Well, yes. But carry on.
They're making a Twilight TV series.
Yes, they're making a Twilight TV series, but also you saw Liv Parker.
Oh my gosh, I saw Liv Parker, it's Chris Parker's little sister, as part of a lineup show at the Basement last week, and she did the most ferociously entertaining, completely unhinged Twilight fandom bit. Like, it was just extraordinary comedy. Like, I'm beyond excited about this person, and it just really conjured that movie, that moment, the sort of wild online fan. It was just so good. Like, I implore you to see her if you can, because if this 5 minutes is anything like instructive about what she can be and do, holy hell! There's a new Parker out there.
There's a new Parker.
Yeah, new Parker just dropped
after Bob and Chris.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. And Parker Pens, Parker Posey.
Yeah.
I just think we should. It's probably about time we did the watch of the second Twilight film and recap it after doing that like 3 years ago with the first one. It's probably a good time to do.
Let's do it.
Just putting that out there. Hey, thank you very much, everyone who's listened. Thank you to the Spin-Off members. Thank you to everyone who's going to leave a 5-star review for us. Thank you, Samuel, Duncan, Alex. Lovely to see you. We'll be back next week. No matter what you write in the reviews, we will be back. Sorry about it.
Kia ora, this is Toby Manhire, here to urge you to tune in to Gone by Lunchtime, a podcast with me, Annabelle Lee Mather and Ben Thomas, tackling the world of New Zealand politics, from policy to polling, from scandal to psychodrama. Listen to Gone by Lunchtime, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network, wherever good pods are sold.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spin-Off. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spin-Off member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
The Spin-Off Podcast Network.